Welcome back, everybody. We have returned once again, and we are here as per usual to keep entertaining you with our ramblings. And
Or in this
what are
case,
we going to ramble about?
a black
At
screen.
least 6 months ago.
Definitely a
Well,
black screen.
It's a surprise. And by surprise, I mean I don't know who's going first, and I don't know what we're talking about first, so I still have to look for it.
All right, then. All right. In this episode, you want to take us away there, Nigel? What we're talking about?
Yeah, well, in this episode, we were either going to be. Should we do the poll question first?
I think we're just doing the best
Or
of and
the-
the hate least of, and are we going to
Okay.
go into... Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, okay. We're gonna run down through our favorite and most hated choices of 2021.
Most hated.
Most hated.
I thought for a few moments that I wouldn't be able to come up with a most hated, because how do you really hate something that somebody comes out with around this time of year, normally at SHOT Show? But I found an answer. It will
Well,
shock
Maybe
and
that's
surprise
why
you.
there's so few responses. It's because I didn't say most hated. I said least favorite.
Close enough.
Yes.
You can use whatever term you want.
I'm not.
Same shit, different pile.
I suppose. Least favorite kind of implies that out of your list of favorites, it would be the lesser of all of them. But
But that means all of the SHOT Show knives. So your least favorite is 50th place. Like, what do you call it? It's...
Legs.
Next pick.
yeah,
yeah, no doubt, eh?
Well, I got some pictures from Dennis here. Do we want to start with that?
Screw you, hippie. All right, are we...
Well, we can do Paul. If
our first pick or our least pick?
Shit, I can go first. Let's start on a high note. Let's do our positives first.
All right, I'll go first. That's fine. I haven't gone first yet.
All right.
I've made everyone else go first, I think, this week. So. My number one pick is the We Knives Thug. This thing's cool. I don't normally like Tantos, but this thing is uber cool. I know Nigel kind of disagrees a little bit on this guy, but I stole some pictures. I'm not going to say from where, but I needed to get some close-ups of the hand-rubbed finish that this prototype has, and as long as this prototype has the same finish that the actual knife has, I might buy myself a Tanto. I don't even know. And again, like we were talking about last week, titanium, brushed, boring. Although the pivot collar and the other picture I have shows it off much nicer. But it's like this patinaed, I don't know, brass, copper, titanium that's been anodized and then tumbled. I don't even know what the hell it is, but it's cool.
It's kind of hot.
It's like an aged
There
brass
it is.
kind of
So-
look. Yeah.
Aged, yeah.
It just popped into my head why I find this knife so weird aesthetically. It looks like a dog to me as well. But you know those dogs that have like the no spine syndrome? That's what it looks like.
No spine syndrome. That conjures a terrifying image, my
It's a
friend.
thing.
I know exactly what Nigel is talking about. They're oddly short. They're all like pooched.
Pooched. That's a terrible fucking pun right there. Jesus. I don't care. It's a cool knife. And I didn't realize the pivot collar is an over travel on the lock bar as well. That's kind of cool.
You enjoy the MPR though, so I mean, you kind of like stubbies every once and again, don't you?
And we were calling about the technos and like I like these weird little stubby knives. And this is just right in that same category of kind of cool.
This one had been on my list. It was on the short list, but it got removed because I assumed that you were going to talk about it.
It takes it for me, man. Everything that I saw this year, this is the one that I was like, that is cool. And again, it's the finish. If they come out with a factory production version that's like just a satin or a tumbled or whatever, my enthusiasm is going to be a 2. I'm just going to like, it's going to tank so bad compared to what it looks
Just
like right now.
So disappointed. Just absolutely crushed.
It needs to keep this one true.
I bet you
make
it
worth
feels like velvet.
Yeah. Anyway, that's number one. Someone else gets to go.
Paul, you're next.
But I don't have a definitive answer.
Damn it, Paul.
I'm gonna
You're next.
You're not allowed to cheat. Don't pull a Joe. Just come up with one answer, goddammit.
Okay.
I have multiple things that I like. I still came up with one goddamn answer.
I gotta be honest. It's so stupid, but
Just-
the Kaiser shark tooth.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it, you silly bastard. Why? Okay,
Really?
This was the thug
Really?
was in your short list, and this thing takes the cake.
I
Like,
fucking
what
love it. It's
the
adorable.
holy love of God.
Okay, I can only give you so much shit because of all the CRKT I buy, but what the fuck, man? Like,
And not only everything out of Kaiser is like, this doesn't deserve to be first, but everything out of the year, this deserves to be first. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like,
So-
it's-
It was a toss up. My other one that I was going to talk about was the Benchmade Bug Out Carbon Fiber S90
we just
or
reviewed.
the
Yeah,
Wee
yeah.
Knives. Eidolon.
Eidolon?
Eidolon.
Eidolon?
yeah.
Eidolon.
I thought that was gonna be your choice, man. I thought that was gonna be the one.
Because I quite
And
like
this
the
is-
Eidolon
and
as
this
well.
is you?
Yeah.
This is you not having one answer, by the way, you son of a bitch.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I told you I was going to do this.
You're such a
Um,
fucking cheater.
Price point, it's $50.
And 690 in my Carta, yeah, okay, that's okay.
$60 American, but still $60.
But it's tiny. It's like Boker No.
Yeah, it's a minimalist.
Anyway.
That deafening silence should just say everything.
I don't care. I don't care.
It's a baby
love it.
shark,
It's the
dude.
stupidest-
Dude,
And you
dude.
had so many other things to talk about, and we should be talking about the
Eidolon. We really should be talking about the Eidolon because that is such a better knife.
with the integral G10 coffin-shaped front top, everything flipper, and instead there's a
That one was in
goddamn
my short
shark.
list. Yeah.
There's a goddamn shark on my screen right now. Like, and
You
Paul
could have had
jumped it.
this,
Like,
but then you
it's-
did this.
Yeah, no, it's
Really? That's the thing that gives you the fizz, huh? That's the.
Uh-huh.
It's the.
it's one of the like just something that just makes my heart happy.
It is cute. Absolutely.
It is silly and stupid, and it's not going to break the bank to own.
It
And
will-
I get to be like, I'm a shark. Well, I use my knife because I'm a child.
Would you? Is this your first knife with N690?
It probably is.
I really, really hope that you tell or bring with you the knife when you injure yourself to show the doctor what you hurt yourself with, just so he can laugh at your ass. Seriously.
Do you think for a second that I'm not going to tell the doctor it was a shark bite?
Oh.
Attacked by a shark.
Hey Joe.
Yes.
Hey Joe.
Yes.
Give us-
Can you mute Paul?
That was
I
actually
was just gonna.
pretty
was
good,
just
though.
gonna
I
say,
liked
I
it.
think you need to save us. I think you need to save us. With your
Okay.
pick.
my okay.
And this is how bad it is, Paul. That Joe's pick is gonna fucking save you. Jesus.
I love
That
it.
says everything about everything.
Well, thanks, Dennis. I
You're very welcome, Joe.
really appreciate the shining endorsement there. Christ. Okay, so I had a really hard time picking just one as well. So I picked 5. No, I picked one, and specifically because I was most excited about getting this knife. It's kind of a reintroduction of a knife that already existed, but it's the Buck Paradigm with S35, I
Good
think. Yeah.
choice, dude. This should be your choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we had the original Paradigm in the shop, I thought, I'm a little strapped for cash right now, but I will buy this because everything about it, I totally am in love with. Had the cash, came into work, we had sold out. Oh, no big deal. I thought I'll get one transferred from another store. Sold out. They had been discontinued. We never saw them again. And every time I would look to find it online, the original was selling for like 450 plus. I'm like, this is a $200 knife. I can't justify it. No way. And every once and again, I would look on eBay trying to scrounge it out. And then Buck comes out with it again in a slightly better iteration with something that's not black G10. I'm super jazzed up about this knife. It's an assisted bolster lock.
I agree with the better reiteration. The slightly smaller version jazzes me up more than the bigger one that we had in the shop several years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I like the color combo on this one too.
Me too. I've been saying more and more frequently that I'm enjoying any kind of splash of color I can get on a folding knife. And this in particular, just
Thinking about this knife in a mini Griptilian kind of platform is kind of fun, especially with that assisted bolster lock. At least for me, right? Like I can understand the appeal for sure.
And when I think about the Eidolon is something that if I get the chance to at a pretty, at a decent price, I'm probably going to jump on, sure. But that Buck, I've been looking for the Paradigm for so long, and the fact that Buck's like, I'm sorry, here. It's like, okay, yeah. I'm super excited about this thing.
And they do make one in black, too.
You
should note, because you keep on showing off the Desert Tan, which is kind of the one that, I don't know, strangely, we all agree on. I'm not a brown dude.
Yeah.
No. And I don't mean
like
that
it.
either. Yeah, my preference of brown colors.
Nigel doesn't like the brown? Fair enough.
No, I actually do on this platform. I don't mind the black either, but for the most part, I was going to say just for brown as a handle color option and things like that. Normally, I'm not.
Normally,
I do like the deep carry ambidextrous pocket clip option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to like the pocket clip. Buck has a way of making it kind of weird.
This pocket clip actually looks pretty solid. They actually did a really good job on this one.
Nice anonymous deep carry type of...
Yeah, there is a very tiny Buck anvil logo towards the top, but it's embossed. It's not cut through the clip. Excellent. And it attaches from the butt end of the knife, so it doesn't screw in the side. It screws in here.
And even the hourglass shape that they have...
It screws into the butt.
It does screw into the butt.
You gotta screw that butt.
You got it.
Paul. Yes, I was saying the hourglass shape that new clip has, if that's what they want to do with their anvil cutout compared to the old one that was just kind of like a big chunk of a clip.
Yeah.
With the anvil on it, I like the evolution of this. Yeah, for sure.
I just noticed...
I wouldn't give it 100%, but I like the evolution. Yeah.
I just noticed one thing I don't really like with the clip. In this particular picture, it seems to be spaced away from the handle a little bit. I might need to rebend that clip a little when I get it. It's not going to stop me from buying the knife. It just might take some alteration.
Don't worry about it.
I'm really not all that worried. Buck's going to get my money.
And again, decent price point for S35 with this cool little lock feature and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about price points and cost versus materials, whatever type of thing. This thing's probably going to score high. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played with the Paradigm when it was in the shop. It might have been before my time.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's fancy. It's fancy.
I'm interested to play with the options,
Yeah, for
sure. See how it actually works.
Nigel, are you last?
I believe so. Yeah. So for my favorite pick for the year, I chose the MKM Micro Series. Those cute little neck knife guys that I reviewed last week, or talked about last week.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just going to bring up the page of all of them, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's part of why it's my choice is between the two different blade shapes, the two different steel finishes, and then the huge variety of handle material options. It's easy to find something that would do for anybody.
Yeah, I'm interested in that one a lot.
I will say I'm surprised that you didn't pick something even, and then strangely as it may sound, from Kaiser, because There was a bunch of Kaiser stuff that I think everyone on the board actually was kind of like, wow, those are kind of cool. Whether it was that black and white tuxedo, whether it was the, yeah. So to see this as your number one pick, I was like, wow, okay, yeah. Single screw construction, kind of, Boker Nomi type of neck knife type of
As
thing.
far as, as far as like anything that we've gone over that I've seen that is potential that I would order for myself, I think this is at the top of the list.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gentlemanly small fixed blade. Yeah, I could see you being into that for sure. Do you have a particular variant you are most interested in at the moment, or?
Good question. Yeah.
I think I want at least two. I want to do like the drop point with the black blade with like a carbon fiber, and then do like a green micarta with the satin finish and the sheep's foot.
You're going to go Viper Baru style on me, eh? You're going to go two of them blind
Somewhat.
and hope for the best? Or are you going to buy one and then gauge your...
Yeah.
So black blade...
I'm just wondering, yeah.
Black blade drop point,
carbon fiber.
I don't
He's
actually...
going city.
Interesting. Oh, no, there it is. It just didn't look like the same carbon fiber as the one above it, so I kind of glossed over it.
That's like sleek urban-y style instead of like bushcrafty kind of campy style. I like it where the two contrast each other.
Exactly.
And they're cheap enough where that's not the worst option in the world. Yeah.
One of these knives is for when the sun goes down. I can tell.
Yeah. It's like Mr. Rogers, but with neck knives.
It is. I like it.
All right, that's a pretty solid pick. Yeah.
Can I tell a secret?
Mm.
All of your choices were also things that were options for me. So not only did I have like 3 before, but I had all yours too.
That's funny.
So there.
Well, there's a bunch, even that I'm thinking about right now. Like Kaiser, like I said, they had that, I think it was a carbon fiber bolster with like a Bowie-shaped knife that was really sexy as well. And like, anyway, there's ones that I'm thinking of as we're having this conversation that are like, oh, those should have been on the list. But the Thug is still number one for me. That brushed finish is sexy as hell.
Yeah, that's not a bad looking knife.
It is a nice brushed finish. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know, Nigel, the style doesn't do it for you, but you can agree on the actual like.
So, are you going to regrind the blade?
The package? Yeah.
You going to regrind the blade, Dennis?
Okay. So here's the thing. To not a Tanto.
To not a Tanto.
I don't want to start another Instagram.
That's why I'm asking.
No. They'll be twins. It's like you can. It'll be a backup page for the reground bailout. It'll be fine.
If you call that fine.
I'll black marker it for sure. I'll look at it a couple times before I decide what I'm going to do. But I'm actually not disappointed with this one because the Tanto has a fair belly on it. I don't know if I need to modify this one to make it more functional. I think it's good enough. I'm not planning on skinning with this one or whatever, right? So
right.
That's
What's
a
up, Paul?
good looking knife, yeah.
Anyway,
I like it.
We got to get to our least favorite. We got a show. We do. I think we should do reverse order and do Nigel first and go from. I don't know who was after him because I'm not keeping track at this point. But yeah.
So for my least favorite pick for the year, it's a bit of a deja vu sort of situation. This was my least favorite pick last year as well. The Civivi Tactical Tweezers.
They're so proud of them. They're so proud of their tweezers.
Well, when you get a renowned knife maker like Bob Trezola to make you tweezers.
Is it seriously a Trezola design?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like one of the main reasons why it's my pick again this year is it was announced again this year as a new product. It's like, no, you came out with those last year and you still haven't been able to make them, so why are you announcing them again? Like,
well, they really didn't get the like applause from the crowd they were hoping for. So they figured they'd try again, see if they could draw up some.
Yeah.
Look,
It was like the artisan cutlery access lock from the top that they couldn't figure out. They were just like, man, this lock, these tweezers, just technically, it's like a CRKT provoke. We gotta like take 3 years to figure this thing out before we actually launch it.
and here's the thing. Tweezers have specific use case applications where, yeah, they're going to be useful.
Tactically?
That's just it. The marketing that's here that we can see for this is weird. It's, why attach Bob's name to this? Why attach Mr. Trezzola's name to this? It's weird. I don't know.
Because they're tactical.
Well, even in the description of Blade HQ, they go on about you'll never know when you'll have to pull out a sliver. Like,
Bob's bank account is getting padded. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
Good old Bobby's taking out bank right now. Like
it just seems like a really
he knows what he's doing.
Specialized
and he's getting royalties
tool,
for 2 years. There's 2 years of development that he's got. He's like, man, I could sell this to CRKT. They can come out with a mediocre version like that. Like it's. Hey man, he's up Spyderco's sleeve. He's up CRKT's sleeve. He's not committed to some VV and we. That's on.
No,
he'll take these tweezers somewhere else, man.
If this becomes the next fidget spinner, I'm going to be very upset.
What, you mean like super hot for 1 year and then disappearing off the market entirely?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I mean.
If there's YouTube videos on, like,
people picking their nose with the tweezers.
It's, tweezing at its finest.
Awful. Well, I mean, there is definitely still a GoFundMe to get Joe a set of those tweezers so he can give us a long-term review.
For sure.
Worst part is
it's going to happen for sure.
And I'll actually find to use this for this goddamn thing. And
I know, that's the best part.
That's why it's funny.
But I just hate the concept of it, man. Like, I carry a Leatherman on my hip all the time. I don't need little tweezers.
You're not meant to enjoy this experience.
So, who is next? I don't remember reverse order. I honestly don't.
I don't remember original order.
I think it was Dennis.
No, Dennis was first. So Dennis is last.
I was the thug. I led.
I think Paul. So
right.
it's my turn next. I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, because you had the shark.
Yeah.
We all laughed at your shark.
Let me get it.
And then what was your favorite? What was your favorite, Joe?
Oh,
the
paradigm. Yeah.
Yes, that was third for sure. So you're up. Yeah.
So this may or may not be a surprise to you. Probably not. But my least favorite pick, my most hated attempt at a new thing, is actually the Spyderco Phoenix Sprint.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now
Damn.
this was almost my favorite, but it also ended up being my least favorite.
I need my medicine after that one. Jesus Christ.
Man. Yeah. Okay, so it's not it's not because I already have one and don't want another. That's not it.
This is like that hit single thing that I was talking about last week all over again. I'm telling you.
So
they tried to make a remake.
Spyderco came out with effectively nothing new this year. Not announcements of anything, not anything they were even planning, like pre-production, like they could have gone back. No. Zip. Basically nothing but re-releases.
Yes.
And reiterations of things. They
announced new
some
things.
the K390 and S30V version of a Dragonfly. Who the fuck cares? It's
no original designs, even though there was new things.
And this is a great option for people who didn't get the Howard Bailey Phoenix the first time, sure. But it's still...
for those who missed out.
Yeah, for those who... For the two people who are not me who want this thing. But they gave it VG10. They gave it red G10 and crappy brush titanium. Like, they didn't even jazz it up at all. They didn't refresh it. They didn't even make an attempt at making something new and somewhat interesting. It's honestly a huge piss off because every year Spyderco is usually the company, alongside probably CRKT if I'm being honest, where I'm looking for new cool shit. Where it's like, huh, that's pretty fucking weird. I'm into it. This year it was just re-releases. And I get that, like, with the pandemic and everything going on, I get that things have slowed down. I get that things are not as easy to, put into production as they were before. But goddamn, was this a disappointment?
Well, I mean, it's no Dodo, that's for sure.
I would have preferred a Dodo, man.
I mean,
I'm joking.
Come out with a sprint run polywog, and now we're talking, right? So
you like one of those too?
Yeah,
and all that being said, Joe, how quickly are you going to buy one?
I am not. No, not even close. No. For what they're asking, if they were asking $200, like this knife probably should be worth, sure. But on Spyderco's website, they're asking $450 Eagle dollars. Go fuck yourselves.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Spyderco with titanium, and you're thinking that $200 is a reasonable price point? Come on, man.
Dude, they're saving money by using
titanium that costs.
Dude, if the blade was titanium, I could accept the $450 price point, but it's fucking VG10. And it's red G10 for the handles. They couldn't even use like micarta like they did on the original. They cheaped out.
Use red colored carbon fiber, and it was worth that. If they hadn't even just switched it from G10 to a red hinted or a red shred or red copper carbon fiber, something like that.
This is such
people would pay that $400 was not batting an eye.
Like we just did.
The red G10 is a bit of a slap in the face.
We just did an episode on PM2s and how many fucking different variations there are. They couldn't even do that here. They just changed. Anyway, it's a total cop out, and I'm super bitter. I'm super bitter about it. Yeah.
Table flip.
Yeah. When we talked about Spyderco's new releases for the year previously, and I was super excited that they included this. I am, for those people who maybe want it and didn't get it the first time around, but Jeebus.
Okay, who's betting right now? I think the Phoenix might be out this year, but I do not think the Crewwear PM2 is coming out this year.
You're probably right.
It
makes me sad.
Probably not in this year either. It's
probably not, but one can hope. I don't know. And here's the thing that
you better not put things in weirs. They get stuck down in there too easily. You'll never see it again.
That's why it takes 2 years for them to release a smock. Is the weir? It's totally the weir.
But the PM2 isn't made overseas. It's made using existing tooling and methods that they already use daily. They haven't made this in
Phoenix
years.
Phoenix is Taiwan, right?
No.
Or Japan.
Yeah, I think actually now that you say it, I'm pretty sure it's still Japan. Yeah, it's Japan. It's VG10. It has to be Japan, but
okay, so it just
Japan.
won't be centered. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Colorado burns edges.
But who knows? Who knows with them? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, actually, the Japan centering thing has only come up within the last year or so.
That's why I'm a little
variations of Anyway, hopefully with the titanium scales, that'll actually hold everything in place. That it shouldn't be an issue.
Shouldn't be.
The ball, I would imagine the ball lock. It's got a lot of tension compared to the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It's nice, but are they going to use
Nigel? You were about to say something.
Exactly that, as I was about to say with the access lock, it's not going to have a liner or a frame lock pushing it to either side.
Now here's the thing. Are they going to stick with the Teflon washers they used to use on this bad boy?
Oh, guaranteed.
If they can get away with it for $450, damn rights they are. That's making bank right there.
Yeah.
They're like Bob Trzola. They got a collaboration with Howard Vail going on.
Have I mentioned how bitter I am about this whole fucking thing?
Sorry, Paul, you were about to say.
I was just gonna say that if they do their bushing thing that they've been doing on a lot of their Tai Chung stuff,
if they put a bushing on a ball bearing thing, that's talking sweet loving right there. Yeah. But good luck. You talk to Spyderco about that, and then pay $600 when they release a knife with it.
No,
that's probably what's going to happen.
I refuse.
Probably not far off. Anyway, that's my biggest disappointment.
Before the vein in Joe's forehead pops. Next pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just a bitter
Alright,
old
So
man over
I said before, before we went live, that I had 3 that I was kind of bouncing back and forth between, and I'm only going to give one answer this time.
Okay.
That's such a lie. You know it. The conversation is going to happen, and then you're going to say the second one,
No,
and it's
'cause I
like you're
think you're
getting
gonna-
away with it without even. Anyway, continue.
No, I think you're going to not be surprised by the CJRB Tigress.
Oh, good for you. Someone needed to hate on that. Yeah.
That thing's an idiot.
It's a kid's running shoe from the 1990s. Or
Oh
80s.
my-
That's it. That's exactly what it is. And every
At the same
knockoff
time-
Transformers toy.
At the same time, they're like, "Look, Kaiser, we can make a Sheepdog XL as well. Look at us go." Blah, blah, blah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And like Joe just mentioned there, I'm still very firmly on the belief that it's they were trying to make a Transformer knife. Like it's a Autobots knife.
Either one.
Paul, please
one.
rant about the description of the tiger and the tigress and it drives me batty.
So apparently this knife has nice flowing lines while also having nice straight edges or something.
A powerful flow. A
powerful
flow to it. Just like the river. Just like the river tigress.
But also nice crisp corners.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
You see,
Because, rivers and their corners.
Distinctive angular lines.
Water.
Because
the water in rivers can be blue. There can also be red in them sometimes.
Nothing says erosion like a T-square. It's...
So, I need to call out Justin for wanting this thing. This is me judging you. It's happening right now.
There's so many better cleavery, like we were talking about the Bull Mastiff and the Sheepdog XL and so many.
We all know Justin has some questionably tactical leaning choices sometimes.
Is that tactical? Is that what I'm looking at?
No,
with the hard lines and stuff like that, it's the closest category I can put it in.
That's fair. Maybe that's why I don't like it. It reminds me of the Quartermasters, but in G10.
If you rounded out a lot of those harsher lines, it wouldn't be the worst looking knife in the world.
Do we want to talk about the absolutely ridiculous super steel of ARMP 1917-32? I don't know what it is. It's the super steel that they are continuing to try to claim. It contends with.
So ARPM9 is a powder metallurgy version of 9CR 18 MOV.
Give or take. I don't know. It's proprietary, so they're trying to keep it kind of secretive. I don't know if you've seen.
They did basically say what it was, and I'm not sure exactly what variant of 9CR it is, but essentially it's a powdered, almost 440C variant.
But they keep on trying to compare it with even an S30 or an S35, or they talk about super steels that aren't as easy to resharpen. There's a reason that they're not as easy to resharpen is because they're not a super steel.
What do you mean? What do you mean wear resistance has some level of correlation with resharpening?
Has Cedric and Ada tested this steel yet?
I hope someone sends them the kitchen knife.
I don't think so.
I hope, because that's the optimum knife to use that steel with, probably.
Yeah.
So if someone sends them that little 5.5-inch petty that they're trying to claim as an EDC knife, that would actually be a good knife for them to actually use. I'm just harping on CJ.
Really, that steel probably isn't the worst thing in the world, but the way they're marketing it I don't know. I can't see it performing.
It in the category of, even the VG10s and the G2s and the 154s, but you keep on trying to talk about S30s and S35s and things like that, where it's not as heavy hitting as you are trying to claim it is, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like the whole CPM D2 versus D2 relationship. There's not that much of an improvement just because you put it through a powder metallurgy process doesn't improve the way it performs in a knife steel in a really big way. I don't know.
All right, I think I'm last. I think we got to wrap this up because we're getting towards the end here. We've extended her long enough.
Mhm.
Yeah. So mine is the Condor Knives Cadejo. And I looked because I wanted to pronounce it Cadejo because I wasn't sure, and but it is Cadejo with the J sound. So
Ooh.
yeah, so this is a 1428 Sandvik steel with a poly handle and a lockback going for $80 American. Yeah, if that wasn't a good enough answer, Condor, you should stick to fixed blades and machetes because that's where you belong. But I'm going to tell you a tale, and we can dim the lights. Okay, so a Cadejo, the Mexican translation of a Cadejo, is a character from Central America. I've got it all. Definition.net for Joe, if you want to get on this.
Definition.net.
And just type in Cadejo. Yeah. There is a good white Cadejo and an evil black Cadejo. Both are spirits that appear at night to travelers. The white to protect them from harm during the journey, and the black to kill them. The colors of the Cadejo are sometimes exchanged according to local tradition. So we're not sure about the white and the black thing. It could go either way, right? So
I'm trying to find the name of the knife. Sorry. How the hell do you spell it?
Cadejo.
Cadejo. Okay.
Yeah. It's good times. It's good times.
Definite. It's not turning up. We'll just let you keep talking, though.
Usually appear in the form of a large shaggy dog with burning red eyes and goat's hooves, although in some areas they have more bull-like characteristics. According to the stories, many have tried to kill the black Cadejo, but have failed and perished. Also, it is said that if a Cadejo is killed, it is sometimes smell terrible for several days, and then its body will disappear. Of course, that's what happens with mythical creatures, right? Some Guatemalan folklore also tells of a Cadejo that guards drunks against anyone who tries to rob and hurt them, which is my favorite goddamn part of this entire story, by the way. When the Cadejo is near, it is said to bring about a strong goat-like smell. Not my favorite part.
You mean it's not the drunks who smell like goats? I have a problem believing
lastly, most people say never turn your back onto the creature because otherwise you will go crazy. So
you don't want to go crazy.
The description of this particular mythical creature is as ridiculous as Condor making this pocket knife. Okay, so
well, see, they knew what they were doing then. It was all pre-calculated. Don't you worry.
It is so fantastic. I'll get definitions.net. I'll copy and paste it so Nigel can put it up for the Tuesday review.
Oh, I did find it on Wikipedia.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic.
Up to the size of a cow. That is kind of terrifying, though.
Okay, and not just that, but you have this awesome description for a pocket knife, and then you come out with a $35 knife that should be sold at Cabela's. Seriously.
So,
Paul, what were you going to say?
So what I was going to say was, I only gave one answer. I tried to only give one answer. This was on the short list. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, he mentioned it. He mentioned the second one.
Sure did.
And then not just that, but the Cadejos being only white and black, and they talk about that. They only make a black one, which in most folklore is the one that kills people. There's every once in a while the black one saves people, so there's some confusion depending on what area you're in.
I was going to ask what the pink one did.
You don't want to know.
The colors vary
wants to know.
according to the topical region. It actually says the colors of the Cadejo are sometimes exchanged according to local tradition. So, the Guatemalan compared to the Salvadorian could be two completely different accented colors.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
Did we touch on the fact that those are clearly molded thumb studs that are just molded through the blade?
Molded injected plastic that I'm pretty sure are just through a hole that they mold inject plastic. So if it rips out and tears out, you're pretty much up shit creek. I'm pretty sure. But you could probably buy quick studs that would go through that hole and actually work.
Quickstud still exists? Yeah, I know.
Quick studs still exists.
Nice.
Yes.
So, what do you have against 14C, Dennis? No, but should we...
Nothing for the price point. If you go to Condor's website,
Yeah.
$79.99 US. What?
Can we talk about the finish? Like the grind finish on the blades.
It's a soft Scandi, okay? So it's there may or may not be a tertiary grind underneath the Scandi, depending on how they feel.
Oof.
You know the
Man, that is
the
rough.
belts that have like the scalloped edge, so you give really soft corners to things. I think they ground the blades with those.
I think so.
Did they grind the blades with the thumb studs in place?
I hope so.
It looks like they did.
No. And the best part is I'd still score it higher for pocket ergos because at least it's a 4-way pocket clip. So to see your zoomed in picture just was like, oh yeah, at least there's that.
Yeah.
But seriously, this needs to be a Bass Pro Shop knife. This needs to be a Canadian Tire knife. And they're acting like it's worth $100 polar bear dollars. And this knife is not worth.
Do we blame
It's
Kershaw
the
for...
Come on.
Yeah, of course. Do we blame Kershaw for putting 14C up on a pedestal for so long?
But, I mean, even they're starting to surpass it quite a bit, right? Like, so...
We've also talked quite highly about 14C from like companies like Rook.
It's a great budget
That's fine. When it's a stainless steel handle with ball bearings and good action and blah blah blah, but I've got a plastic handle with a lockback going on here. Like this technology is 1978.
Are you suggesting they're not going to be drop shutty?
Okay, you can stay. You can stay for the rest of the stream, Paul.
You can stay. It's the end of the stream. But
That seems like
now
a good point.
you've decided you can hang around to say goodbye.
We're not going to edit you out, is what I was getting at, but that's okay.
I hope you dim the lights for my story because that folklore story. That's the other thing I was going to deserves a hell of a better knife than this. Like,
what does it? Okay, what's a
that
knife?
much effort into a cool folklore story that kills people and protects people and blah blah blah, and you come out with a Bass Pro Shop knife? Shame on you. Like,
so what knife deserves the name Kajeho? If you're
I don't know, the Bedlam deserves a name like the Cadejo. Like it's things
but
like that.
But
like,
the Bedlam has the Bedlam. It's
the Bedlam's a cool name, but it's got to be something that you're like, oh yeah, that's me.
Now
like
I want
it's
to get.
a clever girl. Like the clever girl deserves a Cadejo name type of
I want a white scale for my Bedlam now, so I can have a black one and a white one.
Nice.
Anyway, that's my rant. I'm done my rant.
No.
We're overdue. We need to get the hell out.
Yep. Yeah, that rounds up our favorite and our least favorite choices for the 2021 reveals. Hope you all enjoyed them. If you have anything that you want to mention and have us highlight a little bit next week, feel free to message us and let us know. Yeah. Also, head on over to the Patreon page to see what sort of crazy, weird behind the scenes extra goodies you can get for donating to our crazy cause.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it right now. We haven't thrown out Instagram questions in a while. I understand. But the amount of people that saw our questions versus the amount of people that answered our questions was highly, highly lopsided number, my friends. And I understand. It's a foreign concept. It's been a while. But we're going to start doing it again. We're not Aaron Lewis. Simmer down. Like it's But Paul, on that note, talk about Instagram, you son of a bitch. Have we got to 1,000 yet?
No,
there?
we're farther away than we ever been.
Good night, everybody.
I'm pretty sure it's a troll at this point.
Well, we seriously put up questions this week that we didn't even get to this because it wasn't worth the engagement, and we're hoping that we get back to it. But we understand that it's been a while for us to be in people's stories. So
That's it. I will say the most common answer that we did get was the mini Adamas being something that people are looking forward to.
damn, Skippy, that was on my short list. That's worth notable. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Damn straight it was. That was probably number 2. We're overdue, Joe. We're gonna sign off on this shit.
Just in the background while people are talking. We're all good.
Yeah, we're good. Anyway, that being that, Nigel.
Yeah. So, on that bombshell, that being that, this is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
We will catch you again next time.
I hope so.
You're a bombshell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, thank you.
What a hell of a compliment. I'm confused.